Hey everybody, I'm Benny the Comicstorian, and today we're going to be talking about the latest episode in Gotham, Scarification, episode 5. Now don't worry, Dan will be joining me for this series next week. He completely forgot that we're now doing reviews for Gotham, and didn't watch it. But anyway, let's go ahead and start talking about episode 5. So this one kicks off kind of lacklusterly, honestly. The episode focuses on giving us more behind the scenes of Gotham, more of the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, the old families. And we get to find out a lot about the darker side of the Waynes, which I was really excited about because it tells you right off the bat that they are going in a darker direction. They are writing their own history for Gotham, which I'm excited about because that means I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with Batman and Alfred and Catwoman and what's going to happen with the families of Gotham. And we all know where that's supposed to go. If you don't, then I don't want to spoil what's supposed to happen, but it was revealed on Twitter. But they're going into the history of the old families, the Oswald Cobblepots and the Waynes, and how the Waynes are evil. And it was really cool to see how the Waynes, how they interact with people back in the day, and how they pretty much pushed out a family. Like, that's how dark they were. You will be gone, and if anybody is remaining in that family, you will change your name. It was great. And I also liked the addition of a new villain finally, because we had the Joker-esque kind of character. We had Victor Zsasz come back, but it was time to get a new villain. And we got the appearance of Firefly, but not the Firefly that we all know from Arkham Knight and all the Arkham games and the various comics. We got the first female Firefly in the form of, I want to say her name was Bridget. It was really interesting to see her because we got to see the invention of Firefly. We didn't just see somebody show up and start roasting everything. We got to see her deal with, oh, I don't like fire. Here's how I'm going to deal with fire. And to deal with fire, I'm going to make a costume and become a guy or girl who throws a flamethrower around and lights people on fire. Now I'm an evil Firefly person, even though I hate fire. I really liked how they did that and her interactions with Catwoman. It was just great. Overall, episode 5 was not as good as the first 4 episodes in this entire series, but we're going in a nice direction of introducing brand new villains, brand new stuff, and rewriting the lore and the history of the city of Gotham. Now let's go ahead and go to my top 5 moments from this episode. Now, once again, if you haven't been watching these reviews, there will be spoilers at this point, because up until now I've been trying to keep it spoiler-ish free, so you just have a general idea of what happened in the episode. Number 1, I love the scene where Catwoman dealt with Butch. Now, we know Butch is the Penguin's sidekick, and what I love about having Catwoman interact with him is the actress who plays her does a great job of playing a young Catwoman. You get a definite vibe that she's a thief who doesn't really want to do this, but she knows how to live in this life. And that's exactly what Butch goes to her for. He needs to get in touch with some arsonists known as the Pipe or Pike family, and that's where the whole Firefly thing comes out of. But to see her negotiate with Butch, you have this 15, 16-year-old girl dealing with a guy that could probably just squash her. And I just loved their interaction. It was great. Number 2 is the fact that we learned about the Wayne's evil history, and the fact that they didn't like the other families and they pushed out the other families, and how they used the knife to cut off people's hands and to like make their own name in that way. The idea that the Waynes may have not always been, you know, doctors and lawyers and upstanding citizens of Gotham is a nice twist that I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with. Number 3 is the Firefly costume. I mean, Firefly is one of those guys that literally has a jetpack and he flies around and he's always got like a weird mask. So to work him into a realistic appearance, I thought was awesome. And my favorite moment of finally getting to see Bridget in the Firefly costume was the mask. She did a great job of taking the Firefly mask and giving us a real-world version of the Firefly mask. I honestly loved that scene. Number 4 was half the episode we had Jim Gordon deciding that he wouldn't side with the political standing and side with a certain candidate. But what we saw with Jim Gordon was when times get tough and he needs help, he will do things against what he decided is his morals. And I love the fact that we're seeing a side of Jim where he'll compromise. It's kind of like what he did with the Penguin, where he's decided he was going to work with the crime of Gotham. But this one was a little more because you kind of got a vibe for, like when he did it with the Penguin, he needed to. This one, he didn't fully need to. So seeing that Jim is willing to go a little against his morals to do what needs to be done, I liked seeing that. I like seeing this darker side of Jim Gordon. And lastly, at the end of the entire episode, so if you haven't seen it and you want to see the end, number 5, don't watch this top scene. But at the very ending, you had Cobblepot basically reaffirming that he has Butch brainwashed and Butch will do whatever he wants. And he does this by having Butch sit down and drink repeated shots of their liquor, which is cool because you get to see Cobblepot like pushing his authority over Butch. But what's really awesome was when Butch wasn't waiting for it, Cobblepot reaches underneath, grabs a butcher knife, and cuts off Butch's hand. I was in shock. Like, I was sitting there, like, half paying attention at that point because they're talking about what the plan's gonna be, and like you just see Cobblepot grab it, and he's like, ah! And you're just like, what? Oh my god. It was great. Awesome ending to the show. Now, once again, if you enjoy these reviews of Gotham, please give this video a like, and once again, say in the comments if you want Dan here. We need to convince him to watch Gotham because it's one of those shows that everyone needs to watch. And Dan right now is on the fence about it. That's why he hasn't watched it. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other reasons behind it, but I'm gonna go ahead and make up what I want. Say in the comments down below that you want Dan to watch it, and give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to CTV for more TV show reviews. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time right here.